Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading for adults. People who are serious about learning how to manifest, because that's all I focus on is your ability to manifest, because your capacity to manifest, to make the pictures in your head, not on some screen, but in your head, is critical to you living your best life. And when I say best life, that doesn't mean a life that fulfills every fantasy you have. It's not a life that keeps you from suffering. It's not a life where there'll be obstacles to climb over. No, life is a combination of all of those. But learning to manifest and using it wisely gives you an opportunity to squeeze every bit of joy, of humanity out of your life, so that you know you are a human being, not simply a human doing, which is what the world is trying to turn all of us into, human robots. And at some point in time, that's going to peter out, because if the people who opened up Pandora's box called artificial intelligence get their way, nobody's going to be doing nothing, so to speak. It's all going to be done by computers, by robots. And humans, they're pretty much useless. We know that not simply by reading into the technology, but we know it because we've been told that by people like Bill Gates, like the people at the World Economic Forum. They've given us the numbers. They say that by 2050, they would like to take this 8 billion people on the planet and reduce them to no more than 500 million. That's a hell of a drop between now and 2030. So, they are doing everything they can now toward that end. Okay? So it means, if you take a look at the numbers, 8 billion down to 500 million, you put 10 people in a line, 9 of those people are going to have to disappear. Only 1 of the 10 will be allowed to survive. And I have a sneaking suspicion that 1 person out of 10 is going to be, somebody useful to those who want to run and control this diminished earth. So keep that in mind. So that's why manifesting is so very important, and to do it right. And because of that fact, I don't fluff the readings. I've done tarot for over 20 years, astrology for 50 plus. So I'm familiar with both. Astrology is not predicting, it's letting you know cycles. It gives tremendous insight into human character and personality, and can highlight some of the key points in your life. Now, there is an element of free will in all of that, but I don't think much. If you can kind of sort of predict the life path for somebody right from birth, that doesn't spell free will. It spells luck. It spells fate. I think most of our lives are lucky or unlucky, and we have very little to do with it. Give you an example. I just was watching a quick little video about Grace Slick. Now, for those people who are my age, you've heard of the group, the Jefferson Airplane, which became the Jefferson Starship. That group started in San Francisco in the very early 60s, and there was this gal who married a man by the name of Slick, so that she became Grace Slick. Her maiden name would not have fit the marquee. It wasn't a Hollywood or showbiz kind of name. So she was lucky to marry somebody by the last name of Slick. So she became Grace Slick. Kind of flows. Well, in the mid 60s, she picked up with a band that she tried to form, the Great Society. They didn't have much luck. Another band caught her eye, which was called the Jefferson Airplane. They happened to be looking for a female lead singer. They went through 3 different gals before they finally got to Grace Slick. So the fact that she was even in the Jefferson Airplane and then later into the Jefferson Starship, and that people of 1960s and 70s rock know about her, was luck. One, that she got the name Slick. Two, that she hung in there and was the fourth choice, not the first. That's what life is. That's what life is. Yes, you make some choices, but the fact of the matter is the menu is presented to you. Things have happened in your life you've had no control over, and yet they were presented. Could be good, could be bad. Not your call. But you make the best out of them. Okay? Now, where manifesting comes in is potential. I'm going to read 5 cards today. This is not a particularly video-intensive reading ever. All you're going to see is the cards for the day, because that gives you the energy signature for the day. It resonates with you on some level, or it doesn't. If it doesn't, try again tomorrow. I do a brand new read every day, 365. Holidays, doesn't make any difference. I'm here to inspire you to live the best life you can live, and to make the best choices given the energy of the day. Again, if it resonates, even if it's a little bit, if it resonates, check it out, follow it through. So we begin today with the middle card, as we always do. That's the Oracle card, kind of sets the tone for the reading. And today, interestingly, it says the Fates. Roll the dice, the big cosmic dice. Number up in the left-hand corner is 17. 1 means beginning. 7 is kind of a, well, it's intellectual. It can be spiritual. There is something non-physical, but that still has movement to it. You put the 1 and 7 together and you get something materializing. That's what 8 is materializing. So you're looking to change your fate, change your attitude about your fate. You can't change your fate's your fate. But your attitude, the way you react to it, maybe that's what you're working on modifying. Whatever life throws at you, you're going to make the best of. Let's go all the way to the left, Queen of Swords. Kings are the ones who make the proclamations, but it's the queens that get the job done. Queen of Swords talks about thinking, our words, our attitudes. It's the mentality that we have. The Queen of Swords is perceptive, clever, realistic, straight talking, no bullshit, right to the point, which is important. Because in the world today, we don't speak from the heart. Many of us take a look around and see what's acceptable to the others around us and then lie. To get along, just to get along. Queen of Swords doesn't do that. Sword, right to the heart, right to the point. Get it done. So the Queen of Swords here says, you must change your thinking. And the card right next to it, in reverse, is the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords very often is the guy who supposedly is leaving some sort of a get-together party, whatever the heck, and he's stealing stuff and walking off into the night with whatever he stole. I don't see it that way. And when we're doing manifesting readings, I see the Seven of Swords as somebody who is deciding to get out of the game. Not going to play the game anymore. He's changing his thinking. There are always 2 swords left behind. And if you take a look on this card, there's even a mask, a fake skull with a helmet on it. So he's done lying to other people and himself. He's taking the 5 swords, the 5 things he knows to be absolutely true, and deciding with the 2 of swords there to put down the mask, to quit playing the game, just like the Queen of Swords wants him to. And it's interesting because the meme for today comes from Jim Morrison of The Doors. If you're familiar with 60s rock, you're familiar with The Doors, Jim Morrison. And he said, quote, "Expose yourself to your deepest fear. After that, fear has no power, and the fear of freedom shrinks and vanishes. At that moment, you are truly free." Interesting that he used the words freedom, fear of freedom. We are afraid to be free. We are trained to be sheep. There's comfort in that. And you see that with all the verbiage going on these days. You have to use the right words. You got to say the right thing. You can't disagree. You can't. Bullshit. Go back to the Queen of Swords. Straight arrow. Tell it like it is. Go back to the Seven of Swords, where you walk away from the game, put down your mask, and decide that you are going to move the way that is truest to your heart and spirit. It's real simple stuff. Yes, there's fate in the world. This stuff's going to come at you anyway. So you have to be able to roll with the changes. You take a roll of the dice, and to do that means you have to put down your fear of freedom or failure. Put it down. It's already mapped out. Just roll the dice and go. And that brings up the next card, my favorite card in the whole tarot deck, and that is the Fool. It's in reverse right now, so you are looking to free yourself, just like the Fool. You notice it just has a little knapsack. No material possessions. He's dropped them. There, you can see him at his feet. And the reason he's dropped them is because whatever you own owns you. You got a car? Well, you got to pay for gasoline. That's getting tough and tougher, and going to probably get tougher yet. And you got maintenance. You got to get new tires. You got to get new brakes. You got to get tune-ups. And of course, there's insurance, which is getting much more expensive all the time. And through all of this, your car is devaluing. Expenses stay up, value goes down. And we think it's a good deal. How about a house? Same thing. And with the house, you don't know whether the prices are going to go up and going to go down. And either way, they can hurt you. If the prices go up sky high, your taxes go up. Ooh, that hurts. But if the price of your property goes down, yeah, you'll pay fewer taxes, but if you decide to sell or move, you're going to get pennies on the dollar. Ooh. So the Fool knows that whatever you own owns you. He's giving up all of that. He's not afraid to be free. He's rolling the dice. He's leaning on fate, his faith as well. What is he going to? Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is very simply the gift of living a true life. Wands are joy, happiness, gratitude, being plugged into life, actually living your life. Really? I know, it's a crazy idea. But that's the point. Change your view. You are not a human doing. You are a human being. Roll the dice. The fates are in your favor. That's the tarot reading for today. Back again with another manifested tarot reading between now and the next time we get together and do all of this. Peace and blessings.